Hello, and welcome to reCappin with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at reCappin Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
All right. What's going on, Delora?
Hello, Ashley. You know, we're good. The sun is out sometimes.
Y'all get that joke depending on where you live. This weather is interessante.
It is springtime, so the grass is definitely green. And in my neighborhood, the trees have blossomed and they're so pretty. They're pink and white. It just brings me joy.
You know, I didn't realize till COVID that it had been a long time since I actually saw flowers bloom. And I was like, is life that fast paced usually that I don't even pay attention to flowers anymore? It was like a startling reality.
I hear you because it's like one day everything's gray and brown, and then it's like luscious green grass and buds on the tree. I'm like, was that a week or a day that was like, switch it on? Now we're spring.
Do you have a favorite season, by the way?
That is an excellent question. Growing up, it was fall all day. Give me the cozy browns and the knee-high boots and the trench coats, like slay. As an adult, I love all four seasons because I'm happy to be alive.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So I love spring. I got married in spring. I love summer. My birthday's in summer. Fall still holds a significant part of my heart with the coloring of I grew up in Michigan too, so we had all the trees turn all the different colors. It's like quite gorgeous with the apple cider mill and all that. And then winter does this thing, you know.
Ooh, and I'm a winter baby.
Born in midwinter.
The worst.
And we we're from the Midwest, so we get a chance to experience all the seasons too. So I think that's, I'm here for it.
I'd be lying if I said I don't still love summer. Summer is a vibe, It's like it has a character, it has a personality to it. You feel like good things happen in the summer. People feel happy in the summer. A lot of people are off for work, vacations, out of school. All this, like summer is a vibe. But fall, to your point, I love fall now. Like I feel like fall is a rom-com.
Like fall love, have your warm beverage, whether it's a latte or some tea.
It's crisp air. To your point, yes to the fashion change. Like, yes. Let me put on, and it's not, you don't have to put on the winter coat. You can put on a cute jacket.
Layers.
You can wear some sweaters,
Yes. And then for me, I always love a good lip, and I used to bust out my deep red wines and plums, and it's a moment.
It's a moment. I don't know why I deep dive that hard into the seasons, but happy spring, y'all. Happy April.
Spring. Happy April.
April is actually one of my favorite months because I have a lot of people that I love whose birthdays are in April.
Yes, one of our dear friends. And I was married in April too. So this year will be 13 years.
Well, there you go.
We're putting a score up there on that score.
Right. Y'all double digit strong. Y'all are a teenager now. It's crazy. But yeah, April's a great month. Shout out to all the April babies, my mama included.
Yes. Is your mama Taurus?
She is.
She is.
One of my favorite signs. I love Tauruses. All right. So hi guys, before we get into our usual Thursday headlines and hot topics, me and Delora were kikiing a little bit before the pod, and we just decided last minute we have to acknowledge Cory Booker today.
We
Okay.
absolutely do. Shout out to the senator of New Jersey. He did the damn thing. 25 hours
Crazy.
and 4 minutes. I want to know what the prep time was for that.
He was talking about it. You can find it. He was talking about it. He
I know he talked
dehydrated
about, yeah,
himself.
fasting.
He
Yes.
stopped eating. I'm like,
Yep.
my guy, you were
But the thing
ready.
that the reason why I want to talk about it, because this is the ray of hope, the leadership, the sunshine that people have been waiting for, because it's been a very long 2 months, y'all. It's only been 2 months.
To the people who said, oh, he can't really make an impact for at least a couple years. Hello.
Oh, 2 months. The fact that he's was up there and what he had to talk about, I agreed everything with everything he said up there. Like everything from talking about like don't take away Medicaid from our elderly and don't take away the Department of Education from our youth, especially the part of like genius is everywhere. Genius is in all parts of society. And it's like the wealth of a nation is based off the genius of the
Yeah.
children, the people.
And
And
we've
if you're,
already had a decline and fell
yes,
behind
yes.
other
So
countries.
what are we doing by cutting, brilliantly done. I am just ultra impressed. you know in private we've been having conversations like, what are they doing? I don't blame VP Kamala Harris doing her thing, because she did what she had to do in those 100 days and people were like, nah, we take the felon, you know what I mean? So you rest, sis. But everybody else who is actively elected, what are y'all doing? And so I'm glad that he was able to accomplish such a significant feat and in the process breaking records. And we know the Democrats are in the minority of both parts of Congress, but it's like, y'all need to do something. We need to know that y'all ain't just sitting taking it on the chin, because these are some drastic changes that are being done. And
Or singing We Shall Overcome.
what is worse, that or the kente cloth kneeling?
The kente cloth kneeling will never be outdone. I can't imagine that unless they just start raising some fists in the air, really trying to go hard. The kente cloth was crazy.
Truth.
But yeah, thank you so much, Cory Booker. Like the sacrifice you made for yourself physically. I hope you're okay.
Yes.
I hope you
The
went,
fact that he was
got an
doing
IV
post
drip.
interviews.
And you knew that was gonna happen. Like when I saw him in some of those interviews, his eyes were so wide. You could tell he's like, he is not
Off of
okay.
adrenaline.
Yes, he is not okay. This man is 55 years old. Let him go lay down somewhere. I love some of the posts I saw about like Lovey in particular was like, I want him to have a weighted blanket. I want him to be in a quiet room with
Blackout
some
curtains.
lavender flowing. Like he deserves
Cool, nice and
the
cool.
best
Yeah.
rest
Mm-hmm.
of his life,
He
you
does.
know?
I don't expect to see him until next week, if anything.
Enjoy your rest, Cory Booker. Amazing. That was amazing.
Amazing. Bravo.
I have to reel it back in to tie into pop culture. You think Rosario's on his phone? You think she's
Or Mindy Kaling. Like, who else did he date? He had the most random celebrity relationships, by the way.
I
Um,
thought him and Rosario were gonna go the distance. Like
you believed in that relationship?
I wouldn't even say believed in. It just felt like it was working for them. Like it felt like, all right, cool. This is cool.
I'll say I found it convenient that he decided to have a celebrity girlfriend during the time that he picked her up, which was when he was trying to run for office, because nobody thinks a single man can win office, and I think he felt that pressure to be connected to someone. So
Well, he leveled up. So good for
he
you.
did. Well, he's
Again,
single
Corey.
now.
Yeah, that's
He's
why
single now.
that's why I asked if his ex was on his phone.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, I wonder if he's gonna get himself another celebrity girlfriend. That's all.
Who all is hitting his line is what you're saying. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. He may be like Rosario who, baby. I am out here. We out here. Good for you. All right, let's get into it. So we have to shift gears just a little bit for a RIP. Val Kilmer has passed away following a battle of several years with throat cancer. He passed away on Tuesday from a bout with pneumonia, and multiple celebrities, actors have paid tribute to him. Everybody from Michael Mann to Francis Ford Coppola, Nicolas Cage, Cher, just, weighing in and, sharing some memories, saying how much they loved him, all of those things. He was 65 years old. I always think of Val Kilmer as Batman. Like, even though that is not his most prominent role for a
It
lot
is
of
not.
people,
It's not.
Batman account on Instagram reposted a snippet of a scene with him and Nicole Kidman. And my favorite Batman is still Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton,
But
period.
but when I think of Val Kilmer, he is strongly associated for me with Batman. What is the biggest thing that you associate with him in terms of roles and impact in his career?
So for me, for sure, it's 4 movies. So yes, Batman Forever, because you have Jim Carrey as Riddler, and I enjoy Nicole Kidman as the it girl,
The
right?
ingenue.
The ingenue. Tombstone, classic. That's a Western.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
It's really good.
Ain't you
Girl.
never what's this line from It Takes Two? Ain't you never heard about a Western? Something. Y'all ignore me. Go ahead, Delora.
The Ghost and the Darkness is one of my favorite movies. It is with him and Michael Douglas.
Okay.
And the voice of Moses from the animated movie The Prince of Egypt.
That's fair. That's a good one.
And mind you, all of these movies happened when we were very young. Okay. But I remember him. I also remember thinking he was very attractive, even at a young age.
Top Gun?
And
Yes.
yes, yes. But a lot of people like to talk about his role in Doors because he definitely looked like, you know, the lead, Jim Morrison. Um, but yeah, I actually didn't get a chance to see the documentary where he talks about his life and his new state post throat cancer. But I
Mhm.
was really excited to see that he was still taking roles, especially with Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
That brought me joy.
And he was actually scheduled to make an appearance at a red carpet event. So his death was announced, and it was a bit of a surprise to folks who were expecting him to make that appearance. So, I mean, phenomenal actor. 65 is still too young, but
Young,
rest
yes,
in peace, Val Kilmer.
yes.
All right, this next one, a little bit random because I haven't really talked about or heard about Sean Kingston in a while, but this
Girl,
had been
years.
ongoing. Yeah, this had been random and ongoing, and we finally have like some resolution. And I'm still like, what? Sean Kingston and his mother have been found guilty of fraud. They were accused of defrauding multiple businesses, and he is going to be on home confinement until he receives his sentencing in July. So, this was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida last week. They were found guilty on counts of defrauding a jewelry business, a luxury bed company, a used luxury and exotic car dealership, in a luxury micro LED TV company. So this will impact both him and his mother, who will also be sentenced in July. So I'm curious to see, I guess, what this means for them long term because he's already putting out music. He released a song with Antonio Brown called Elon Musk recently. So I guess he's not letting it fully stop him from living his best life. But Delora, what were your thoughts about this story?
I had no thoughts about this story, Ashley, until you put it on the
Didn't make it on your radar.
not at all, because Sean Kingston, who I mean, at most, he has that one hit from the early 2000s,
Yes.
which is a part of our core memories at this rate, right? But if anything, it's giving, you know, the sad tales of being a one hit wonder at this rate. You know what I mean?
I guess he thinks that Elon Musk can hit.
Sure. It's the it's the facing up to 20 years in prison for me. I'm like, was it worth it? Frauding these people to maintain a lifestyle that you clearly outgrew 20 years ago. Like,
you and your mama too.
That's where
ruin both y'all lives.
Again, the last time I thought about this man, he had a jet ski
accident.
Yep. This is sad in that, this behavior is unacceptable and this is going to be the result. It's embarrassing.
It's hard out here. I get that, but clearly he wanted to be more affluent than he has been able to maintain for quite a long time. So, sorry. We'll see what happens. Let's move on. Pop the Balloon. The viral dating series from YouTube has found a new home. It is coming to Netflix and is being rebranded as Pop the Balloon or Find Love. It will premiere this month and it's being hosted by Yvonne Orji from Insecure fame. They said they are reimagining this. I mean, it was already, kind of a TV dating show, but it
viral sensation for sure.
Yeah, but it is going to be airing every Thursday at 8 p.m. And every episode will feature singles testing their chemistry while trying to keep their balloon intact, bringing real-time eliminations, unpredictable dilemmas, and unfiltered romance straight to viewers as it happens. I'm reading from E! Online. There's a twist in this version, though. There will be celebrity reality stars included, such as Teen Mom's Farrah Abraham, The Challenges Johnny Bananas, Too Hot to Handle's Chase Damore, and The Ultimatum's Zaina Sashay, not exactly sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited about this? Are you going to watch this?
I'll probably tune in. I have to say, I never actively watched the show. I always saw it through like the Shade Room or the Jasmine brand whenever there was like a crazy scenario where people were like, it is trifling. I mean, the scenario, but it's wonderfully entertaining, right? And it's like the dude, sometimes it's like before the dude can say anything, they were like, I didn't like how you look. I didn't like how you breathe. I didn't like how the sound of your voice. Like, pop that balloon.
I think for me, I started noticing it because I was like, damn, I don't have a heart for this.
Like, I know.
Y'all these can take a crushing blow that my ego can't handle, I guess.
And there was this one scenario where the guy, again, I didn't think he looked bad. And the girls just, popped their balloons because I guess he wasn't 6'5" or something. And
this whole 6'5" thing is weird. Y'all know that's not the average height.
I don't know that many 6'5" people.
No.
The ones I do are frankly family, but anywhere else, it's a rarity. The air is rare up there.
The average height is like 5'9", 5'10". What are we talking about?
Listen, I know when I was dating, I'd be happy to find somebody 6 foot on a good day.
Short kings is a thing now, though. So
Well,
Short Kings is a thing.
he loves me down, so no problem there because that's the ultimate goal. I'm like, please love me. And then it'd be the shortest girls that demands someone 6'5" and above, whereas I'm 5'8", and I was too tall for even them, the 6 foot and above, which was odd to me as well. So I don't know what that fascination is all about.
I don't get it either.
Um,
That the short girls must want to stand on stools because that's not comfortable. Like that big of
your
a
neck,
discrepancy in so many ways, and y'all know what I mean, is not comfortable. So, you know, couple inches taller than you so that you can wear heels and not worry about it. Sure, I get that.
I
But
get that.
6'5", I'm 5'5". I don't need nobody who a whole foot taller than me. Crazy. Y'all trying to date LeBron out here? For what? LeBron's taller than that, but y'all know what I mean.
Yes, yes,
LeBron's like 6'8", but y'all know what I mean. So
yeah.
we'll see. I may tune in to a episode to see if I can stomach it.
I will say those celebrities that you listed off did not entice me, not one bit.
No. Again, reality show. And they're not even the ones like New York and anybody from a Real Housewives franchise.
Exactly.
These are the kids people. These ain't our
They
people.
are who I like to call the lifers, the reality TV star lifers. They go from one
Yeah.
show to another show to the traders to the,
Yes.
whatever.
Because I think the challengers they're mentioning, I think that's the one on MTV that used to be Real World versus Road Rules.
Yes, yes.
And I was watching that recently with my friend Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany. And there were still some people that I remembered from my era way back in the day watching Real World. But they make good money. So I get it.
Right.
But I was like, oh, wow, y'all really said I'm never getting a job
It's a
coming on
career.
this TV
Yeah.
and
Being
doing
my being
extreme
a
things
personality. Yeah.
is my job. All right, do your thing. The original married couple, Arlette Amuli and Bolia BM Matundu, are still a part of the show. They're just going behind the scenes to executive produce. So that's great. I like that the original creators are still involved.
I do too. Although I was wondering, I'm like, oh, the main girl couldn't, you know, keep her job because she was entertaining. She knew she understood the assignment.
Yeah,
Um,
it may have been her choice, may not have been, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure she's like, as long as we get paid,
Period.
I'm fine.
That part.
So cut that
And
check.
what's the point of this too? Are we expecting lasting love? Like,
No.
this
Are we
is like,
at this point? We just had this conversation with Kiara. Remember,
oh,
at
I
this point, do
know.
we expect lasting love with any of these shows? I don't think so. It's a
This is
formula and
yeah,
it's entertaining.
It's cheap entertainment for the studios too. So
By
yeah,
the
this is on
way,
par with Date My Mom.
oh wow. By the way, I was forced to watch a bit of the latest season of Love is Blind because I was at the hairdresser and my hairdresser was watching it. The season is so dry and boring. All we were talking about was like people's hair and, most basic bare things because there was no real entertainment value. I was like, dang, I'm so glad we watched the season before this because we would have had nothing to recap.
It's so funny because so many people say that location is everything. I'll just say that much because where they were,
Yeah.
like Minnesota.
Minnesota. Minnesota. Minnesota. We had the DC version.
We did.
DC was popping and diverse. So,
First season was Atlanta.
yep, first season, the GOAT season. Yes. All right, let's move on to our final headline. Amber Ruffin has been dropped, cut, axed from the White House Correspondents' dinner. This is a pretty famous gig that we've seen many a comedian take on and slay. But Amber was dropped over the weekend, apparently due to them not wanting to cause political division. Basically, per Amber, they wanted her to both sides it. not just attack and make jokes about the
Right.
Trump administration. And she refused. She went on Seth Meyers and, spoke her piece. She said, if there's anything I've learned from the weekend, it's that you have to be fair to both sides. And then Meyer said, when people are objectively terrible, we should be able to point it out on television. She said, I thought that too. But today is Monday. And Mondays, Amber Ruffin knows that when bad people do bad things, you have to treat them fairly and respectfully. When you watch The Sound of Music, you have to root for the singing children and the
And the
other
other
people.
guys.
And Meyer said, you mean the Nazis? So, yes, she's being very facetious, obviously, but also being able to get her point across and speaking her piece. When I saw the headline, I was super disappointed. This is journalists who are making this decision to cut her.
Yes.
And we are supposed to
Yes.
still have a free press, but clearly they're
Supposedly.
also folding to the pressure
Yeah.
of this administration. Delora, share any thoughts you want on this topic.
I'm exhausted. It's only been 2 months and people are folding like a stack of cards. It's fascinating because the president of the White House correspondent event is a Black queer person. And so I say that because I'm like, well, you would understand the need of having a voice like Amber Ruffin in this moment in time. You would think, but I think a lot of people are voting because they don't want the stress. This preemptive, bowing down because they don't want the stress of bruising the ego of the person in charge these days and his minions is like, who is going to stand up? It's only been 2 months. These have been the longest 2 months of my adult life.
The
And that's
existential
another
dread
thing.
I felt after has manifested so strongly and quickly. Quicker than I really thought. Like, I tried to live in delusion for as long as possible.
I mean, you and the collective 92%, though, because what I'm trying to do is learn this line dance personally. Like, where your fans at?
I still haven't conquered the Tamia line dance, so
Me
y'all give me
either.
some
I need a
time.
2 for 1. Who got it? Let me know. Teach me, please.
I've tried to learn. I've gotten it and then I lose it. So I just need to
Me
consistently
too.
get it.
It's that do 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 do
It's
that
the
gets me every
spin.
time.
I think it's the spin for me. I don't know. It's upsetting. Just do regular black dances from back in the day. Give me electric slide. Leave me alone.
I know I'm capable of doing it. I realize I'm not socializing it enough to have it stick. That's
That's
the
fair.
problem.
I need more people around me to be getting married, throwing
Yes.
barbecues, having
Yes.
occasions. That is a great point. Cause it's not like we just bust out with that at a birthday party. You
You
know?
could, but
We
no, we
could, but
don't.
people
Yeah,
don't. We didn't do that at my birthday party. We could
we
have.
did not.
We had the
Yeah.
space. Anyway, any other thoughts on this headline?
Amber, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I think it's also convenient that it happened to a Black woman too.
Mm,
Uh, I'll just leave that there. I'm rooting for you, sis.
of course. And I'm glad that she's still platformed everywhere else she wants to be platformed. She's on CNN. Seth Meyers
Yes.
had her on. She has her show on Peacock. Do your thing.
Yes.
Y'all not hurting her for a check. Okay. She's fine. But
Has there been a Black woman that's done the hosting?
I'd have to look. I remember Trevor Noah. That's like the most memorable person in my mind right now.
Key and Peele.
I don't even remember them.
Or did they just do the translator during the Obama years?
They definitely did that, but I can't remember everybody.
They're just only talking about Amber Ruffin, so I don't think so.
Well, there you go. Stop in history. All right, let's move into our two hot topics of the day. The first one, I'd say hot topic-ish. It's the Billboard Women in Music. It's not, a big to do, but we had talked about it previously. Let me say that again. The Billboard Women in Music is awesome. But I mean, in terms of what y'all are talking about in the streets, it's not like it's piping hot and it's on everybody's tongues. That's what I mean. But the Billboard Winter Music is an awesome event. We'd already talked about this before because of the fact that Doechii was getting honored as a part of this. She is Woman of the Year. We had Erykah Badu, who got the Icon Award. We had even Mama Tina Knowles, awarded
Yes.
Mother of the Year. So
I love that. I love that. That
they,
makes me happy.
it's like a full palette of things and awards at this particular event. You could watch it. It aired on Vizio TV and Vizio mobile app. Did you check out any of this? Was there any standouts? Did you like Erykah Badu's outfit? Because that was one of the main things I caught on like the Instagram.
Well, all of her outfits were like out there for sure. Are you talking about the outfit she had on stage
Yes, with the big
with the big
padding and
mm-hmm,
yep.
mm-hmm. Did I like it? I think she was doing what Erica Badu does. like she's an artist and I'm sure she's sensitive about her shit. No. The red carpet was interesting. I wanted to love more looks. But I but I didn't. I did shout out to the K-pop star Jenny. I talked about her last week in my hidden gems. She looked great. Doechii looked great. I think Doechii is definitely early 2000 coded in her latest look. So I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. I thought her speech was lovely and inspiring. And I loved how at the end, when she was thanking her team, it was giving Whitney Houston. I'm like, love a good callback.
You better lay low. Sorry.
Gorilla is killing me. She's like, y'all beautiful people. You beautiful. I was like, she be killing me with this accent.
Strong. Don't ever lose it.
She's so cute though. That's all I got. It looks like it was a good time. And shout out to Tina, Miss Tina, because she's giving back. She did not show her crack though. She was like, that's not what
Oh
I'm gonna
no.
do.
That dress was beautiful though. I loved that.
She's like, I'm repping for the people of the 70s. I'm like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I'm looking forward to her book that's coming out. It's gonna be great.
That'll be
I
one I
love
have to
seeing
listen
her
to
out
on
here.
audiobook, sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even look at the red carpet beyond Mama Tina. Music artists and music awards, the fashion never hits for me the way my actors who cultivate a full look do. No shade, but a little bit of shade.
Well, they're artists. They're thinking outside the box and
Actors are
they're in
artists too.
different
Actors are
eras.
actors are artists too, baby.
I know, I know. You know what I'm trying to say.
I get
It's
it.
like,
They put on performances in a totally different way and they do a lot of pageantry on
mhm,
stage, costumes, things like that, and they bring a lot of that energy on the red carpets and stuff like that too. I totally get it.
yeah.
It's just like sometimes I would just love a great high fashion look. That's all. Like
Hmm.
tailored, beautiful coverage, You ain't always got to be showing your ish and your ot and your ooch. You know what I mean? So, but Mama Tina, gorgeous.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on to our final hot topic. This one was truly hot in these streets. Okay.
Black, the black streets on the
The
internet,
black streets.
they were hot.
And apparently it's still hot out in these streets for real because my
They
guy's been
are,
getting death threats. If y'all don't know what
girl.
I'm talking about, Marvin Sapp, gospel star, never would have made it.
Exactly, exactly.
I remember one of my friend's mamas once told me, yeah, all the sinners love that song. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Same way, same. I heard people say the same thing with Donnie McKirkland. We fall down, but we get back up, or whatever.
Judge judge me not. Like, I don't know what
That's
you
what
want me
I
to
am
say.
saying. That is what I'm saying. But go ahead, Ashley.
So Marvin Sapp went viral after a resurfaced video of him at the church telling the ushers to close the doors at a convention while trying to get the congregation to donate $40,000. It was from last year. And he has said that the situation was a misunderstanding. He said, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been, but, I was trying to do what I needed to do. He said he did not receive a dime of that, but, he was trying to get that offering. So he has since said he is in fear for his safety. He has been receiving death threats. If you watch the video, you see him up there telling the ushers, as he's saying that, there's 1,000 of y'all here, there's people online, $20 offering, close the doors, close the doors. We need to get this money. And so many comments were like, we would have been fighting, or, just all sorts of things to allude to the fact that, they wouldn't have stood for this. I was not a regular churchgoer since a child. Delora, you've been more of a regular attendee than me. Was this normal to you? What did you think about this behavior? What were your thoughts? Were you as offended as others that Marvin Sapp would have, gone this far with trying to get donations? Or is this like, it's not really that big of a deal?
So here's the deal. Have I sat up in a church and was encouraged not to leave until the offering amount was reached? I have. I have definitely. Have I sat in a room where they said close the doors? Not necessarily close the doors, but the overall vibe was like, yeah, everybody's staying here until service is over. It's like, I need 10 people to give me $100. I need 50 people to give me $50. I've sat through that. I have. I know a lot of church people are like, oh, I don't like when people record what happens in the church because the world don't understand. I'm like, yes and no, though, because that means that you're trying to hide something too. Because some of this, there's a
Wouldn't
lot of
stand up to
things.
public scrutiny.
That is what I am saying, right? Right. And at the end of the day, what I like to lean on is God likes a cheerful giver. Okay. Forcing people, shaking people down.
Shaking people.
Joking.
No, I'm serious. Shaking people down. What if that $20 was the only $20 somebody had in their pocket to eat that day?
Well, for some services I've been a part of, God will bless them, right? Like, because they've given their last. So
Somebody prove that to me.
I do believe there is faith that goes into it, but I also have felt like through the years and even to this day, there could be some abuse. I think it's hard to determine though. And I think that's why we have our own relationships with God, and
Mm.
you have the ability to go to churches, that you agree with and those that you don't. So that's all I have.
I am not trying to offend any regular, my country accent's coming out a little bit. I am not trying to offend any regular church going folk, but I will be damned if I am held hostage in the sanctuary of a church. If I told Laura this, if I were up and leaving and exiting and you said close the doors, I hope your ushers know that they may have closed the doors, but y'all are not, this is not prison. Y'all are not stopping me from leaving this church if I'm walking towards those doors. He made a point to say, I didn't say lock the doors, but are your ushers standing there trying to stop people from leaving, discouraging people from leaving? That does feel excessive, right? If I'm up and I'm heading out them doors, yes, I'm leaving the church. If I were sitting there and he said that, I'm still going to decide, is this in my best interest or is this not, to give the money that you're asking me to give today? Sure, people may be under the assumption that if I give my last, God will provide. And God, in a lot of cases, will provide, but maybe not that day,
Absolutely. But
maybe
you
not that
never know.
night.
I agree. I agree. I think again, faith is a huge factor when people give, right? Like I personally tithe. I've never stopped tithing. I thank God for the ability to tithe. Offering is another thing, right? So I've been at churches that have had the tithe and the offering and like two additional offerings, right? One for the building, one for the special guests, one for, and that's where it gets interesting. I'll just say that much. You know what I mean?
I would love to know what y'all are doing with this money. Maybe I would feel better about it too if I know exactly where these offerings are going. Is it going just to the upkeep of the church? Is it going back to the community? Where is this money going? Help me
Full
understand.
transparency, right?
Yeah, that'd be
I have
helpful.
to say, the church I go to now, they are very transparent with their books. So that's been a relief.
Yeah,
Great pie charts at the
sure.
end of the year.
But again, I don't personally encourage people to give their last in moments and times like this. Do what works best for you. Do not feel pressured by anybody to do things that are uncomfortable for you. That's how I feel about it. So I don't agree with this tactic because I do think that it puts undue pressure on people to do certain things.
But a
But
lot of that is peer pressure, though.
it
Let's keep it
is,
real.
sure. But I'm saying
Yeah.
in this case, even stronger that you are telling the people who are there to close the doors so that people will feel even more discouraged to leave. Now, is it worth freaking death threats? No, it is not.
Absolutely not.
Y'all are taking
No.
this stuff way too
But
far.
I think it's I think it's tricky because, in the age of the internet, to know that that video was from last year, we're already in an economic sticky situation. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, unhinged people are responding accordingly, which is very sad. But that's where it gets to the point where it's like, is this the enemy trying to attack Marvin Sapp? People would have that conversation, because it's like, well, this was from years ago. It's not even recent. And why is it resurfacing now? Because it wasn't probably okay then. Now, anyway, I do pray for his safety. I'm a fan of Marvin Sapp. And it doesn't help because he did his tiny desk and he was like head to toe in like Gucci or something, right? Like,
And these are the conversations. These are the conversations.
never would have made it.
I think that was my ringtone at one point. Remember back when we used to pay for ringtones?
Yes.
Lord Jesus. Back in the day. Anyway, yeah, I don't want any harm to come to him, but I hope that, behaviors do change. A little wake up call. Somebody may be recording you. Maybe don't go quite that far. But I don't attend his church, so that's up to the churchgoers and parishioners there. So that's all I have. Y'all let us know what y'all think on any of these headlines and hot topics for today. Obviously, we've delved more into politics lately than we ever have before. Open to your opinions unless you're a Trump supporter, in which case don't bother. Delora, what are we recapping for the people for next week?
Ashley, I am ecstatic to talk about this 2-part documentary available on Apple TV Plus. I am talking about Number One on the Call Sheet.
Mm-hmm.
This feels legendary to me. I have never seen so many stars in one room talking about their experience.
Had me in a chokehold. I text you, I said, I could not stop watching this. I was up till 1 a.m. watching this. I was like, oh, I'm only gonna watch the first episode. Girl, let that second one roll. Couldn't stop. Couldn't stop it.
Period.
So good. Excited. Can't wait to talk about it. That's it. That's all for us today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. We appreciate you, each and every one of you. Please share it with everybody that you know. We appreciate it. We will be back with more. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.